You are somebody who is called to handle things bigger than you because you're in partnership with a big God and you know how to get ready for big days and big opportunities. You know how to do that. Life tends to throw us things that are bigger than us. You find a challenge, you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do with this. But this is the deal. As a Christian, you are designed to deal with things that are bigger than you. You're able to handle situations that are bigger than you. You're able to overcome situations that usually should make you fall apart. Why? Because you're in a relationship with the big God. Okay, so I'm going to show you on this video how to be small. And when I say small, that's relative, and still beat things that are bigger. Okay. So in the comments, let me know if you're excited about it. Okay. And let's get to this now. Of course, I'm going to pull this from the story of David and Goliath. I'm going to read a few verses for you, and we're going to tap into the mind of David, the attitude of David, so you can see the habit of a giant slayer. Who you are. You're a giant slayer, right? Okay. So here we go. 1 Samuel chapter 17. And if you don't have context for this, this is a story of David and Goliath. David at the time is presumed to have been maybe a teenager, 17 years old, somewhere around there. Okay. And Goliath was the champion of the Philistines. Okay. Some people say he was as tall as 9 feet, 9 inches. I want you to think about that, right? When you think about basketball players like Kevin Durant, they're like 7 feet, like they're really tall. He's like 2 feet and 9 inches taller than Kevin Durant. So imagine how ginormous he is, like big. It said the tip of his spear weighed 8 pounds. That's like a newborn baby, like just and a nice sized newborn baby, just the tip of his spear. So he's really big. Okay. So David's little, he's big. And David didn't really have experience with war, but Goliath had been a warrior from his youth. And so talk about being in a significantly disadvantaged position. This is where David found himself, except that David didn't think he was disadvantaged. Okay. Okay. And so there are many principles when you read that story. It's like a phenomenal story. But I want to take it off from a portion and just show you one thing he did. Okay. Okay. So 1 Samuel chapter 17. At this point, he kept saying, what will be done for the person who would take care of this uncircumcised Philistine? He never acknowledged that he was a giant. Who would take care of this uncircumcised Philistine? What will be done for the person? And he kept asking, kept asking, kept asking. And so this got to the king, who was Saul at the time, who was also running away from Goliath. Okay, because Goliath had come and he had challenged them. He said, why do we have to fight a war? Like, you bring one man, I will fight the person. And if they win, we'll be your servants. And if I win, you will be my servants. And everybody ran away, including the king. Okay. So let me take it off from verse 31. Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 31. It says, now when the words which David spoke were heard, they reported them to Saul, and he sent for him. Okay. Then David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servants will go and fight with the Philistine. Now, I want you to understand this. This is the king of a whole nation. And here's a teenager. It says, this thing everybody's afraid of. Like, the king is afraid of, the whole army's afraid of. Don't be afraid of it. I'll go take care of it. Okay? A little ridiculous, but that's the way we roll in the kingdom. Okay. So he said, then David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight this Philistine. And then verse 33, and Saul said to David, you are not able to go against this Philistine to fight him. You're not able to. Like, newsflash, David, apparently you don't know how things work. Let me let you in on how things work. You are not able to do this. In fact, the New Living Translation says, don't be ridiculous. Right? Okay. So, and Saul said, you're not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for you are a youth, in case you didn't know. You're a youth. You're not educated enough. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough connections. You're not spiritual enough. You're not enough. You cannot do this. So for you are a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. Right? So he's been a man of war for as long as you've been alive. And then some. Okay? Then, verse 34. And David said to Saul, now I want you to pay close attention to this. David said to Saul, "Your servant used to keep his father's sheep. And when a lion or a bear came and took the lamb out of the flock, I went after it and struck it and delivered the lamb from its mouth. And when it arose against me, I caught it by his beard and struck it and killed it." Okay? Verse 36, "Your servant has killed both lion and bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, seeing that he has defied the armies of the living God." Verse 37, "Moreover," David said, "the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." He was so convincing because the very next sentence said, "And Saul said to David, 'Go, and may the Lord be with you.'" I think he really meant like go and die. Right? Okay. Now, this is very fascinating. So here David is faced with a battle he's never faced before because he's never fought a giant before. He's never fought a Goliath before. And and he's confident, he's like, "Let's go get this giant." And the king is like, "You can't." And then he proceeds to say something really profound. He says, "I used to watch my dad's sheep. And when a lion would come or a bear would come, I would go after it and rescue the sheep from its mouth. And if it turned on me, I'd kill it." And he said, "The same God who delivered me from the lion and from the bear will deliver me from this uncircumcised Philistine." Now let's unpack this to see what are the principles. What was David's way of thinking? This is so crucial that you get this. Number one, David did not despise the days of little beginnings. He did not despise his time before he came to prominence. Okay? Because listen, he was the last child of his father. He was watching his father's sheep. And if he came and said, "A lion ate a sheep, but the rest of the sheep I was able to preserve, and my life is preserved," that would have been a great, that would have been a great feat. Him going after the lion and after the bear and all of those things and saving the sheep from its mouth and all, that is the mindset of somebody who respects where they are, but they know they're going somewhere else. He didn't despise that, because if he did, it was like, "Well, I know I'm going to be king in Israel. I'm just here passing time. Nobody pays me enough to do this sheep thing. I'm only going to do this for so long," which is what so many people do. They ignore and despise where they are, waiting for some place where they know they will be. And a lot of the times, God showed them that place. The only thing is that you will go from where you are to where God called you to be. You're not just going to jump from nowhere and appear where God called you to be. So he didn't despise that. He saw that as an opportunity to prepare, an opportunity to build skills, an opportunity to get experience. That's what he used that as. So the first thing is he didn't despise those times. And I really want you to, forget about David for a moment and bring it to yourself. Like, maybe you're here and you pastor a church and there are fewer people than you know that you can pastor. Are you ignoring those people, waiting for when the big thing will come? Are you faithful there? Maybe you have a job, but you know that you're somebody who's going to be a serial entrepreneur. Are you despising the job you have? Or are you showing up there, learning the skills, building the networks, getting the experience, doing all those things, knowing that you're going somewhere? Right? Like, what are you doing? You have a business now, but maybe it's doing 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, but this is a multiple seven-figure business. Are you despising the clients that you have now? Are you treating the business like it's less than because it's not where you know it can be? Or are you somebody who respects today, that sees today as a gift, that sees today as the raw material for tomorrow? What are you doing with today? Because if you're despising today, you're not going to be ready when tomorrow comes. That's the very first thing. He didn't despise the days of little beginning. The second thing is he went the extra mile in the days of little beginnings, right? Like you just alluded to that, where he didn't have to go that far. He didn't have to go kill the lion and the bear and do all of these things. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He did. And that put him in a position when Goliath came, he was ready. He was prepared for it. He had experience. Now, not in that type of giant, but he had experience in some giants, right? And so but to do that, you have to go the extra mile. So the question is, in today, are you going the extra mile? Are you going the extra mile? Are you doing more than is required of you? Are you developing skills that you're like, this skill is too much for my level? This skill that I'm using here is too much for my level. Like, are you doing it? Are you doing it? Because if you're not doing it, when Goliath shows up, which Goliath is always an opportunity, it looks like a problem, but it was an opportunity for promotion for David. It was an opportunity to get national prominence, right? So are you going the extra mile? Because if you're not going the extra, like, where did he learn how to sling the slingshot? Right? It was in those times. It wasn't when it was time to fight Goliath, right? Where did he learn how to do that? It was in the days of little beginnings, right? Where did he gain the experience that, maybe we don't really kill lions, but I can kill lions and I can kill bears. I mean, have you seen a bear before, a lion before? Right? But he was practicing with that. He didn't have to do that. So don't hold back when you feel like you're in your days of little beginnings. Go all in. Go all in. Do more than what is required of you. Gain more experience. Do bigger things. You might say, but they're not paying for me. They haven't given me the promotion yet. When you observe this law, you must be promoted. His dad didn't promote him, but the king promoted him, right? Okay. So that's the second thing that he did. The third thing that he did is that he practiced his partnership with God. Let me read this verse again. This is verse 37. It says, "Moreover, David said, the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear, he will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." He practiced his partnership with God. Now, sometimes in our walk with God, we put God in this box, like, you're a spiritual God and you're my spiritual life. But when I want to run my business, I want to run my family, I want to raise my kids, or I want to build intellectual skill, me as a student, all of those things, I don't, like, the God, that's not really your department. You're in the spiritual box, right? But he practiced, leveraging the partnership with God to kill a lion, partnership with God to kill a bear. He practiced that. So he knew when Goliath showed up that he could also partner with God to take down Goliath, right? And so are you practicing in your job when there's something challenging? Everybody's like, we don't know what to do. Do you practice it? Do you go take time, pray, say, Lord, we may not know what to do as humans, but you know what to do. What do we do? What is the strategy to come out of this so you can be the answer at work? And they may not promote you. They likely will. But if they don't, somebody will, because you're observing a law and the law has to be followed through. Right? Okay. Maybe you're in your business, right? Are you learning to partner with God, like partner with God to hit certain revenue milestones, partnering with God to get team members that ordinarily maybe you wouldn't get, partnering with God to deal with a crisis in your business, all of those kind of things. In your family, are you partnering with God, like having a challenge with this child and all this stuff? Are you doing that? Are there things you're believing God for, like you're practicing your faith, you're practicing creating breakthroughs and victories with God? You're a student. Are you practicing being a straight A student? They say, oh, this class, the highest everybody ever gets most people is a C and all that stuff. Are you partnering with God? Like, Lord, give me understanding of this subject matter. Give me understanding of this. Help me to understand how to take tests better. So you're a straight A student. All these things you do to partner with God to get results that cannot be explained, you're going to need them when Goliath shows up. You're going to need them. And if you practice and practice and practice, this is not, oh, according to the word of God, I know that God will show up. No, you have experience. You're talking about the things we've handled and the things we've touched and the experiences we've had in God. Nobody can take that away from you. Right? So I say all that to say, today is the day to prepare for Goliath. Today is the day. Because the day you have now is a gift. The day you have now is your training ground. The day you have now is your raw material. And in that raw material, what do you want to do? You want to take it seriously. You want to go the extra mile. You want to practice partnering with God and all of these things, knowing that you're going somewhere, knowing that someday there'll be some big opportunity and you can say yes to it because you're ready. There'll be some big challenge that will show up and you're like, we're going to mow this down because you're ready and you have the experience. So today is not a day you sit to wait like, oh, I wonder when I'll have my big break. No, today is the day to prepare. Today is the day to seize the day and prepare for what is coming. So when it comes and other people are running away and they're afraid and all of that, you say, what? No, I got this. Nobody needs to be afraid. I got this. And why would you say that? You don't despise today. You go the extra mile today. You practice getting unprecedented victories with God in partnership with God. So when that day comes, you are ready. You're ready. Okay. So, newsflash to you. Okay. Right? You know how to do that. You don't despise today. You go the extra mile. You practice partnering with God to get unprecedented victories. You do that. Okay? You do that. So I want to challenge you from today. Every day you wake up, thank God for the day. Thank God for another opportunity. See everything you are and everything you have and every open door you have as preparation for something even bigger. So when a bigger opportunity comes, you're ready. When a big challenge comes, you're ready to mow it down. Like you're ready. You're ready. Okay? All right. So I'm rooting for you. Go start doing this. Lean all the way into it and start living a life that is a sign and a wonder. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe and share this with the other people in your world so you can build around yourself a community of giant slayers.